Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first S.A.G.E/Newsroom yearly wrap-up with me, your host, Madrid. I'm very excited to do this because it's been a crazy year. Definitely better than 2020 and 2021 for some people, and for me too, because we're finally back in school and seeing our friends. Yeah, it's been a crazy year, wild, so many stories. We've had our lows, but we've also had some highs, so let's hop right into this wild ride of the stories of 2022. As I always say, what's up? Not talking about Jada Pinkett Smith. In March, during the 94th Academy Awards, Chris Rock was presenting the Best Documentary Feature Award. A very respectable thing to present in the Oscars. Academy Awards. Sorry. My apologies. But yeah, as his nature, he made some lighthearted jokes about some of the attendees. That's what they do. He's a comedian, you make jokes about people. I was just watching Trevor Noah. He makes jokes about everyone. But he made a joke about the wrong person. Someone's whose name is supposed to be kept out of our mouths. And I, unfortunately, just said it. And I can feel Will Smith coming my way, so I better finish this fast. And I'm reading from my script if I'm just looking over this way. So, yeah, just so you know. So, yeah, this prompted the Best Actor nominee and the eventual winner of that award, Will Smith, to walk onto the stage and full throttle slap Chris Rock. If it was like any other TV show, he would have been gone into the wall, into the next room. But luckily, Chris Rock is not in a TV show, and he was still standing. But yeah, I believe here at S.A.G.E, we have our own reenactment of that moment, because I said something about Oslo's wife. Take it away, Athens.
You know it's hot!
Oh, yeah. All jokes aside, we're all friends here. That was a joke by Oslo, and Oslo does not have a wife, just so you know. Yeah, so, that's exactly what Chris Rock did. So, yeah. Anyways, we should believe that this quote sums up this event at its best. Will Smith just slapped the SH word out of me. Chris Rock, March 27th, 2022. That perfectly sums up that award show. We don't remember anything about who won the award? Nah. Who won the best film? Nah. Best director? Nope. Actor? Nope. Nuh-uh. Nothing else. Chris Rock gets slapped by Will Smith? Totally. Story of the century. Best moment ever. Yeah. Moving to Russia, absolutely nobody. Okay, hopefully you get that joke. But, yeah, especially after the invasion of Ukraine, no one's gonna move to Russia. Because both sides, hundreds of thousands have been killed. And, however, Ukraine has still been holding strong thanks to the courage of their president and the people. The president, Vladimir Zelensky, is one of the most courageous and best people of the year, and you will see how he was rewarded for his actions and how he's admirable later. But why did Russia do this? Why? Why did they just decide, you know what, let's just take over Ukraine. Whatever. No, there's many reasons why. But historians and experts believe one of the main reasons was to stop Ukraine from joining NATO, the opposition of Russia and their Collective Security Treaty Organization, which many Western, Asian, and some Eastern European countries belong to. So yeah, NATO against Russia, and they didn't want Ukraine to join forces with NATO, so yeah, they decided to go to war. And the reason was this, since in NATO, you must have a level of domestic stability, and the war stops that in its tracks. No domestic stability during war. Yeah. Oh, and no, Russia, even though they may have gone to war, and they may seem like they will take the land and be the best, they'll lose a lot. Russia had many companies decide to sanction Russia or stop selling or doing things with Russia, and the two biggest include the double A's, Amazon, and Apple. And just so you know, Apple was the first company this year, the first company to hit $3 trillion in market value, which is crazy. $3 trillion. Congratulations to Apple. They've done a lot of work. Steve Jobs should be proud. But yeah, many other companies have also sanctioned them, including McDonald's, Coca-Cola, American Airlines, Delta, Dell Technologies, and among others. But I think the hardest hit, someone who hits Russia close to home, EA. They decided FIFA 22 and NHL 22, two games they make, will not include Russia in the countries as teams. Ooh, that must have hit Russia hard. Getting no country, yikes. That must have hurt. But also, they are no longer going to be in the World Cup. They are taken out of many sporting events, including probably, I'm not sure, but if there are any events, basketball, football, or not American football, as Americans would say, soccer, golf, volleyball, tennis, no Russia, no Russian. Yeah. But yeah, EA taken into their own hands. Yeah. Now let's head back to America, where Elon Musk is gonna let that sink in, just so you know. One of the biggest events was Mr. Elon Musk, Sinkman, buying Twitter, which made him the richest person in the world for a period of time before he was dethroned as the richest by Bernard Arnault, the chairman of luxury goods company LVMH, or Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. And LVMH, the big company, owns other companies such as Tiffany & Co., Fendi, Marc Jacobs, and Sephora. Yeah, back to Elon. When he decided to become the CEO of Twitter, he decided that comedy was illegal on Twitter, and you gotta let that sink in. And so he walked into Twitter HQ with a sink. Yeah, Elon Musk. The funny man. Anyway. Actually, what he did when he came back is he decided to lay off many employees, by the thousands, and unban thousands of people, including the current incarnation of the annoying orange. We all know him. I don't think we love him. We all probably don't like him. Donald Trump. And additionally, he started a system for only a measly little $8 a month. You can be verified, just like all your favorite people, all your favorite influencers. You can be verified. But it didn't work because many shenanigans happened, including the most famous one. Someone pretended to be the pharmaceutical company Eli Lilly, and they announced that insulin would be free. And the real Eli Lilly denied it, but guess what happened when that happened? They lost about $15 billion because of that one post saying insulin was free. Yikes. But that $15 million, that's approximately buying 10,000 $150,000 cars. 10,000 $150,000 cars. A $150,000 car could be a Tesla Model S or X Plaid with like $10,000 or $5,000 to spare, or a Porsche Taycan Turbo, which incidentally is one of my favorite cars, even though it's out of my price range. Well, that's kind of like a joke, because my price range is a Fisher-Price Laugh and Learn Crawl Around car, which is around $50. Yeah. That may be sad, some sad news, all sad news, but let's get some happy news. This could be some of the best news of the year, decade, maybe even the century. Japanese oncologists, or people who treat the people that have cancer, they've discovered a way to naturally kill cancer cells. Breakthrough. This is great. It's wow. So the treatment involves making the immune system start recognizing cancer, and that was why cancer was so deadly and dangerous, was because the immune system did not recognize cancer, so it just got in. But they let the immune system recognize it by creating a DNA strand called OHP. It exposes the cancer to the immune system's targeting procedure. But this is great. Like, if this keeps going and we actually can stop cancer, millions will be saved. Once it starts, millions will be saved. This is like on another level. Of course, Japan, one of my favorite countries, does this. This is great. This is I know a lot of people who may have lost someone to cancer, or have cancer, or know someone who has cancer. This is great news for you guys. Applaud Japan, and applaud the people who discovered this, and respect. This may be the saddest news of the year. Tragedy struck the UK this year, with the great Queen Elizabeth II being taken away, and she passed away. She died at Balmoral Castle in Scotland on the 8th of September. She was 96. She had spent 70 years as a queen, making her the world's second longest reigning monarch, and she would be succeeded by her son Charles III. But look, even though she may have died, I'm very happy that she died a peaceful, and she died of old age, because many people don't have that. And Queen Elizabeth, she lived old age, and she was a great person. I think I've never met her, but we send our condolences to the family of the Queen, and yeah. We send our hopes to Charles III that he can do as well as Queen Elizabeth did. At being the king. But people lined up for hours to pay respects to the Queen, from regular people to politicians to David Beckham, the soccer/football star. Everyone here at S.A.G.E, we give our condolences to the Queen's family and to the people of Britain or UK. And yeah, let's move on to our next story. Okay, let's talk about some crazy news. The world population hit 8 billion people this year. Woo, 8 billion people. That means one person has more, one person, if me standing right here, I have 8 billion people surrounding me on this world. That's pretty crazy. And just so you know, if you were born before 1975, then the population has doubled in your lifetime. You could be like 45, and the population has doubled in all the time you were alive. Yikes. And the population has gained more than 2 billion since the start of the 21st century. And the United Nations demographers are expecting the population to increase to 11 billion people in 2100. That's a lot more people than 8 billion, but yeah, some crazy news. Let's see if any problems arise from having 8 billion people on planet Earth. Just something you should know about me. I like space. I'm interested in space. I think space is mind-boggling, and it's very cool. And this is something that will definitely interest me. NASA's trying to get back to the moon. It's been a while. But the Artemis programs kicked off with the goal of trying to land people on the moon. NASA has publicly stated that they want to bring the first female and person of color to the moon, which I think is a very admirable goal, the people deserve that. And I'm happy to see that NASA will finally hand the torch of moon exploration to people of color and women. So yeah, Artemis 1, which is the first spacecraft in these missions, was launched on November 16th. It's an uncrewed moon orbiting mission, and so far, everything looks good. The launch is good, and yeah, so people are going to explore space. That is very crazy, but very cool. And not even explore space, but explore the great moon that we see every night. So, we could talk about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, but there's nothing much to say. They sued each other. Mr. Johnny won most of the cases. I think he got $15 million, but only has to pay $2 million. But yeah, from this court case, we got some great stories and a great long-lasting meme called "My Dog Stepped on a Bee." And you will watch that meme after this clip ends, which ends in 3, 2, 1. Be ready.
My dog stepped on a bee, bee, and bee. My dog stepped on a bee, bee, and bee, bee. My dog stepped on a bee, bee, and bee. My dog stepped on a bee, and bee, and bee, bee. My dog stepped on a bee, bee, and bee. My dog stepped on a bee, bee, and bee, bee. My dog stepped on a bee, bee, and bee. My dog stepped on a bee, 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 bee. My dog my dog stepped on a bee. My dog my dog stepped on a bee.
I hope you enjoyed my dog stepped on a bee, because we got more funny stuff. I mentioned the Mr. Angry Creamsicle, Donald Trump. He's got another story to himself this year. Of course, he's always got some crazy out-of-this-world story. This one's definitely crazy. Maybe it's craziest yet. So Donald Trump's home in Palm Beach, Florida, was searched by the FBI, where they found something pretty suspicious. Okay, it's not even suspicious, it's just illegal. They seized hundreds of documents from his home, if not thousands. And these weren't just any documents, they were highly classified documents, including some nuclear defense documents, which he could have, if he wanted to, sell them to other countries or give them away, which is not okay. He also had many weird empty folders, so he may still have documents, and 10,000 other not classified government documents. He can't just take those, it's illegal. But, of course, Donald Trump doesn't think it's illegal. Here's a quote from him. "There doesn't have to be a process, as I understand it. You're the President of the United States, you can declassify it just by saying it's declassified, even just by thinking about it." So now he's not just an orange, but he's also a psychic. He's definitely qualified to be the President of the United States of America. Our final story of the year. What is going on in Britain, seriously? Politics is screwed up. Boris Johnson, Prime Minister who took Britain out of the European Union. The European Union resigned due to scandal that I'm not going to say because most likely it would be inappropriate for me to talk about. YouTube would give us a strike or something. Yeah. After the resignation, Liz Truss took the reins, and everyone hated her, and she was out in 6 weeks. Shortest serving prime minister ever. She was a month and a half. The last person who served the shortest term was 4 months. Yay, Liz Truss, now you got a record, not for a good thing. But now, taking hold of the spot of Prime Minister is Rishi Sunak, who made a lasting impression on us by finishing his introduction speech of Prime Minister with a dramatic pause that lasted approximately 5.5 seconds. 5.5 seconds of just staring into space. "I will do everything for the British people." And then he leaves. It was very enjoyable to sit and just what is he saying? What is going on inside his head? But yeah. Side note, when you look up the Prime Minister of England, they'll give you on Google, they'll give you the whole entire list. When on the far left, it will show Liz Truss. And it says the years, 1946 to 1964, I don't know, I just made that up. Probably no one served that, but Liz Truss, it says 2022 through 2022. Yeah. Very sad. Liz Truss. And that's it. Woohoo, we've made it through 1 year of newsrooms with hopefully many more to go. Well, not even hopefully, because I know it will happen, because I love doing this show. It's great. Thank you guys for supporting me through this whole entire journey of doing this. My first year doing this, so I probably had a lot of mistakes, especially with Kirstie Alley, who I said his name wrong multiple times. My apologies, Kirstie Alley. Yeah, so there was multiple other stories we didn't mention, but I'll say them now. Qatar had many problems in the World Cup because of their their human rights violations issues. They follow a system which is kind of like slavery. They also spent $220 billion on the World Cup, even though it's not even gonna work very well, because most of the people that live in the country were the people building the World Cup stuff. So, yeah. Messi, he got his first ever World Cup victory, and him posing with the trophy garnered the most ever likes on Instagram post, beating out an egg. Yeah, just a picture of an egg. I think it had 68 million likes, but now Messi's has 71 at the time of this filming. But yeah, multiple other stories, including just this today, Cristiano Ronaldo signed with a Saudi Arabian club, and he will now earn $75 million until 2025. That's a big deal. Yeah, there's multiple other stories that I just can't think of right now. Oh yeah, Iran. They're having protests because of the peace. I'm not sure, but our hopes go out to the Iranian people, and I hope they make a change, and I hope this protest actually does something. Yeah. Loads of stuff happened. The Republicans thought it was going to be a red wave in the midterms. Not happening. People now like Ron DeSantis, or as I like to call him, Rhonda Santis. People like him instead of Donald Trump now. Yeah. And that's a lot of the stories of this year. Thank you guys so much for watching these videos. I hope you learned a little bit this year, and yeah, I'm going to turn over my final few seconds of this video to Rome for his final goodbyes. Thank you for watching, and see you next year. I'll be taking probably a few weeks break, so I'll be back soon. Yeah, so Rome, take it away.
Goodbye, Newsroom. Goodbye. Goodbye.